Welcome to Alive to Thrive OT. I am Tracy Schnabel.
And I'm Lauren Lyman.
And we are two occupational therapists that noticed there was a gap in the healthcare system, predominantly with nutrition and mental health. So we decided to do all the research for you. Just sit back and relax. We're going to give you some really good tips for how to improve your everyday health. However, small disclaimer alert. This is for informational purposes only. We do not give any warranties or representations for the information provided on this channel. Also, please, if you have a specific medical concern, address it with your provider, your medical provider. And if you have an emergency, call 911. And without further ado, Lauren's going to present our topic for today.
So today we're talking about, am I dieting wrong? So in America, we like to have quick, easy fixes for all of our problems, right? So we want to be told, if you do this, you'll be healthy. If you do this, you'll be happy. And of course, who wouldn't want that, right? Make life a little bit easier in our really complex world. But it's not always that easy. And unfortunately, dieting is one of those things that's not super easy if you are indulging in the American man-made products and the way that America handles food. So literally, unless you're growing food in your own garden, it's going to be really hard and there's going to be some obstacles. So let's talk a little bit about these obstacles and how we can overcome them. So the first one is processed food, man-made ingredients. So the problem with these is they're not from nature. We are not designed to recognize these chemically engineered ingredients. So genetically modified food, so like corn, for example, corn is genetically modified. Corn is not supposed to be this big. Corn is supposed to be very small. A lot of inorganic foods are genetically modified or sprayed with pesticides, things like that, and even some organic food. So our bodies don't recognize all of these man-made chemicals that are in our food, sprayed on our food. So what happens? Well, our body attacks them, right? We have a foreign invader in our body. There's something not natural here. We need to attack it. And then your body is just in attack mode, in attack mode, in attack mode. What happens then? Inflammation. And most diseases are a result of, or at least accompany, inflammation. So then it causes disease. Autoimmunity, that is when you confuse your body so much about what is good and what is bad that your body literally just starts attacking itself. And yes, for those of you who are medically minded, it is a little more complicated than that, but that's kind of what's happening. So autoimmunity is a really big issue. The second issue is something called leaky gut. So when our body has a lot of things that it doesn't recognize or things that the stomach and the intestines have a hard time breaking down, it can actually perforate little holes in the intestines. And then, your GI system is a tight, closed system because you want your body to filter out all the toxins, absorb all the nutrients, and then get rid of that waste. You don't want any of that waste being expelled into your body. So when you have leaky gut, when you have these perforations in your intestines, then the next time you eat that piece of steak, you can actually get that meat protein leaking into your bloodstream. And then what happens is your bloodstream's like, oh my God, what is this? And you build the cell, or you start sending cells and start attacking it. Well, then that can also cause autoimmunity because then you're having all these foreign particles in your bloodstream. So now anything that's similar in structure to those things, like meat, something that's similar in structure, something that has the same proteins or whatever, your body will start attacking. So it's creating allergies, it's creating autoimmunity. And then if you think about it from an energy standpoint, right, we are all energy, we all have frequencies, we all vibrate, we're living beings. Processed food is not living. The frequency of processed food is 0. And our frequency, in order to stay healthy, needs to stay high. So we talk about frequencies. Frequency and pH are basically the same thing. I don't know why we changed it to pH, but something more alkaline is higher frequency. So if we're introducing a lot of processed food and acidic foods that have a lower frequency, or like I said, processed food, man-made food is a frequency of 0 because it's not a living thing, then they're bringing down the frequency of the human body, which is bringing down your health or making you more susceptible to inflammation, illness, and chronic disease. So processed food is one of the main issues with diet. So I don't care if it says sugar-free. I don't care if it says fat-free. Well, one, we need fat, so that whole campaign is a whole nother argument. But just because it says sugar-free, this is a good quote that I heard. When you see the words sugar-free, think chemical storm. So there's not sugar in there. There's no cane sugar, natural sugar. So yay, I'm dieting, I'm losing weight, I'm not eating sugar. But what you're consuming all these chemicals that are literally causing your body to freak out and attack itself. So sure, you may lose some weight in the meantime, but you're killing yourself. So that is the wrong way to diet. If you're dieting to be skinny, you need to reconsider your goals. You need to diet to be healthy, live a healthy lifestyle, not have a goal of losing 20 pounds. That's just like an added bonus, you know. So processed food is a very big issue. Another issue is foods being shipped. So it's an issue for a couple reasons, but the main reason is that in order for this, especially like something like strawberries, they go bad so quickly, right? So in order for a strawberry to be good and looking good and not spoiling on the shelf at the grocery store, they have to pick it prematurely because they have to gather them, they have to ship them across the country, which could, you know, in a truck takes a couple days. They have to package them, they have to stock the shelves, and that whole process can take a couple weeks. So in order for your food to not be spoiled by the time you eat it, they have to pick it prematurely. Problem with that is all the nutrients in produce, in fruits and vegetables, the nutrients get packed in those last couple days. So you want your food to be vine ripened, and none of the food in our stores is vine ripened. So really, again, if you're picking food from your backyard in your garden, it's easy to diet, it's easy to be healthy, but when you're getting food from across the country, it's a lot harder. Solution to that is to buy locally. So if you know any local farmers, buy a lot of stuff locally. When you can. Obviously, not all fruit is made in all states or vegetables or whatever, but whatever you can buy locally, buy locally. And then we have the, but I eat organic food argument. Well, there is such a thing as organic herbicides and pesticides. They are chemicals, they are man-made, they are not good for us. So even though they're organic, they're still unhealthy. Another issue is organic standards are not that high, and in other countries, they're very low. So in China, organic standards are extremely low. So you may have food that was grown in the United States, sent to China, slapped with an organic sticker because in China it's really easy for something to be considered organic, and then shipped back to the US and sold as organic when it does not meet US organic standards. So you want to make sure, solution to that is that you are getting it third-party tested. So there are different seals that you can look for, like NSF is like one of them, to make sure that there are no herbicides, pesticides, and that it is truly organic and not some stupid subpar standards of organic just to give it that fancy label and charge you $2 more. So again, another solution would be to buy locally from a trusted farmer that you know does not spray their food. Okay, and then, another issue with organic food is, this is so dumb. So someone will come in and test the food to get it certified as organic. They'll come in and test it and then allow further processing of the food. So they don't test the end product, they test like the mid product. So so then they can go and do more things to it, and shady business. So organic is not always great, unfortunately. And then the final thing, which is something a little bit separate, is genetics. So I don't know if you've ever heard of eating for your blood type or eating for your country, whatever part of the world you're from. So if you think about it in terms of evolution, we're all in different parts of the world where different foods were available, right? So people from the Caribbean, they ate a lot of tropical fruits and vegetables, right? So they need a diet high in those sugary fruits. So different diets applied for different people. Well, now, there are some people who are 100% Polish, 100% Italian, 100% Native American, whatever, but it's not as common these days. So it's really hard for people to eat per their heritage. Me, I come from like 12 different countries, so like forget it. I'm not going to be using my DNA to figure out what I should be eating. So what can you do? Well, if you're a mutt like me, you're going to have to experiment, and it's going to take time. As you eat foods, it's going to take your body a couple days to react to those foods. So if you are experiencing trouble with certain foods, if you're having difficulty getting rid of excess fat in your body, consult a holistic nutritionist. You can consult me and we can work through it. But know that it's going to be something that's more than just, oh, do this, you'll be fine. It's not going to be that simple. So you have to be invested in the process of figuring out what foods don't jive well with me. There are certain doctors that will do energy testing with you to figure out if you have allergies and intolerances that won't show up on a blood test. So basically, if you, like I said, we're all vibration, we're all energy. If you come across a food that your body does not like, you're actually going to become weakened by that food, just being around it. Like just having a drop of that extract on your skin is going to make you weaker. So
I had a test before too where do a manual muscle test. And so that's the energy testing that she's saying. So you could like be holding like a vial of it or the actual food itself. Then we do like a 5-second muscle test holding for 5 seconds and then see if you drop or if you can hold it. And if you drop, that means that it's not good for you and that your body is rejecting it.
Yeah. So are you dieting wrong? I don't know, but it isn't one size fits all. So just take the time to really understand where your food is coming from and to experiment with your body a little bit. And if you need help, again, just reach out and we are happy to help you, or we're happy to refer you to people who can help because we don't know everything. So if we have sources for you to contact, we'll give those to you. So.
And as we've said before, we have a whole food product that also is, NSF certified. So if you wanted something to help supplement what you're already doing, we could also help you with that.
All right. So thank you so much for being here. Please like our video, sign up for alerts, subscribe to our channel, share our video. Visit us at www.facebook.com/Lauren and
Tracy.
And thank you so much for being here. Again, send us an email at Alive to Thrive OT if you need any assistance.
And as usual, we are wishing you physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Thank you so much for being here and supporting us.